first 2 episodes of Rings of Power drop on Amazon Prime, and I watched them, so you don't have to. So I'll be going through some of the highlights, and I'll tell you what I think of them at the end, so stick around for that. And yeah, no further ado, it's a long ass video, so let's get right into it. Let's light this puppy. So the story begins introducing a young Galadriel getting bullied because children are pricks, which sets up the introduction for Finrod, who's not named during this, but it will set the role model for Galadriel to later go on her quest.
Do you know why a ship floats and a stone cannot? Because the stone sees only downward.
Rocks look downward? Deep. I'll pause it real quick. I'll say this right now. The script goes extremely out of its way to sound deep and profound, but it ends up sounding weird and convoluted, and like many years ago, before I was old, I was young, like the rock has no other choice. My guy, it's physics. So yeah, I'll say that right now. The script gets very weird sometimes. After that introduction, we get a shot of Valinor, which I'll admit looks very pretty, but with a budget of 50 mil per episode, I expect nothing less. They show the death of the trees, and silly me noticed the lack of a huge spider. That's because Amazon doesn't have the rights of the Silmarillion, so they're not allowed to show it. Oh, we get a quick shot of Morgoth, aka Melkor, aka Sauron's old boss, and we get to see the elf leaving Valinor to go to war. You tell me they had the chance to show Ungoliath. They missed it. Now this I thought to be the War of Wrath or the War of the Jewels, but since Finrod survived both, it would be either one. Finrod shouts out Valinor Kelnen, which I couldn't find a translation in, so I'm guessing it's something to do with Valar. And then he shouts Virvanter, which translates to they will die. So this image of a sunken city with all the dead elves is probably what remains of Beleriand. Morgoth is defeated, orcs are still around, and we get the first look of Sauron, who looks the same as the original trilogy. It's not broken, don't fix it. So Galadriel is with Finrod's body, who in the books was killed by a wolf after being captured by Sauron, and we can see the scratch marks on his shoulders, which kinda makes sense, and Galadriel's quest for vengeance begins. They start following Sauron all the way north, with everyone thinking Sauron is gone except for Galadriel, because you know, main character arc and shit. So the men, tired of following her around, ask to get back home.
How long can living flesh endure where even sunlight fears to
I mean, Morgoth and Sauron were known for dwelling in darkness, so that sounds pretty dumb. So they carried forward and found the stronghold they were after. You're gonna lose that. What a chat.
The door was filled in here. Bring it down.
What devilry is this?
Let's call it chain. Looking around, they found some remains of Sauron's magic.
Even stone cannot hide the mark of one whose very hand is flame unquenched.
Jesus, she's so intense. The snow troll appears and it's kinda mid and easily fucks them up, but no Galadriel, oh no, she is awesome. So she gives the order to keep going, and her men, who she commands by the way, do this. Is that mutiny? That's punishable by death, my guy. Why would you leave your weapons if you're planning on leaving? Which I find to be very dumb, because she's your fucking commander. Location change! We see some men walking and we get the introduction for the Harfoot, with what the majority of people are calling female Frodo and female Sam, which I can definitely see, and in my opinion they serve no purpose other than that being a prequel to Gandalf. Yes, by the way, spoiler alert, the Terminator that fell from the sky is apparently Gandalf, which if it is, would mean that they changed the origin story for Gandalf, but we won't get into that right now. Dun 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 dun. Elrond gets introduced and he's not allowed to join a council for not being a lord, which I find kinda weird given the fact that he's a captain and herald gil-galad. If I have to guess, it's because he's half elf, but I could be wrong. He meets Galadriel, who decides to come back. Elrond is happy to see her and she is kind of a prick to him.
Idle flattery. I demand to speak with the king directly.
Even my reaction reflects that. What a weird interaction. Harfoot sat back in the screen and skip. Gil-galad rewards Galadriel and her company despite the fact that they all disobey orders and send them away to Balnor, which Galadriel is not happy about. Fuck, she wants to fight the king as well? Damn, go chill.
Grey havens, and granted passage across the sea to dwell for all eternity in the blessed realm.
Low.
Far west.
Low.
Past. They are going home.
Oh shit.
The wine of victory is sweetest for those in whose bitter trials it is fermented.
What the fuck does that even mean? Again, no one, especially Elrond, believe her because she's a woman and we need her to prove everyone wrong.
The evil is gone.
Then why is it not gone from in here? But you have not seen what I have seen.
I have seen my share.
You have not seen what I have seen.
Oh my god, she's so fucking intense. Location change! So apparently the majority of the cities of the Southlands are made up, so they are not canon. And I'm guessing they're there because later that will be the place where Mordor is. And we need a place that precedes evil. Arondir appears to check on the men and women. And we get a hint that there's trouble brewing. And apparently these folk don't get along with elves.
What poisoning? The one we were just discussing.
No. It was but poison grass. Oh, nigh fears. It's a bloody patch of grass. The lot you lump us in with died off 1,000 years ago. When are you people gonna let the past go?
What do you mean, you people?
We get the first interaction with Arondir and Browning being cute and shit. But since Gil-galad said the war ended, the elf patrols get disbanded, which means Arondir can go home. But he doesn't want to, cause oh, but he wants that booty. He wants that booty.
You slow will be stuck here all day.
Ran a boil this morning.
Browning sounds a dick to her. Oh, so he comes around to her house. My watch is ended. I came here to lay a tap on that behind.
I have said it already. 100 times over. In every way but words.
Fuck, he's weird. Let's see. So this dude shows up with a sick cow and we get a little more hints that there's trouble coming. Yuck.
What was that? Squirted out of it.
And the hot couple take a trip to find out more.
Watch it!
Dumbass. Meanwhile, Theo gets a hold of Sauron's sword, which will surely end in something good, right? Back to Galadriel, and back to Linden. Gil-galad introduces Celebrimbor to Elrond, which foreshadows the making of the ring. Harfoot skip.
The only kind touch I've known all my days. This land.
Oh, fuck, it's so cringe. It's so weird. It's on fire, yo. Moving locations again. Guys, you can move. They're so stiff. Anyway, the gang's about to enter Valinor, and we get the rest of the line that Finrod told Galadriel at the beginning of the episode.
Do you know why a ship floats and a stone cannot?
Physics. So, and as Comet Gandalf rolls in,
Sometimes we cannot know until we have touched the darkness.
that's deep, man. And she just jumps off the boat into the ocean, the middle of the ocean. And we get the end of the episode with a nice cliffhanger. Da dun dun da dun. Da dun dun da dun. Alright. Episode number 2. Back to Galadriel being in the middle of the fucking ocean, swimming. Female Frodo and Sam skip back to Brewing and Arondir. Perhaps. Damn, I'm good. Anyways, they find a hole and Arondir has no better idea to get into the hole. Because that's the favorite thing to do apparently.
Warn your people.
You're not coming with me.
You must follow the passage the other direction.
I don't know what's down there.
That is the reason I'm massacre.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I love ya. Always have. Location change. Eregion does look pretty. 60 million per episode. I expect nothing less. Elrond and Celebrimbor have a chat over Feanor's hammer, and I feel the writers fuck up with this line.
On the jewels, and he was faced with the evil of his own reflection, that the reverie was finally broken. From that moment, he looked upon their light no more.
Didn't he wear them his
Feanor's
fucking
work
crown?
nearly turned the heart of the great foe himself.
Morgoth wore the jewels in his crown. He was obsessed with them. He almost got eaten by Ungoliath trying to protect them, saying that he cried over them and that made him see his reflection in them. It's dumb. Like, the jewels burned his hand and he would still keep them. Like, I don't know, it's a weird line. Celebrimbor wants to build a forge to obviously forge the ring, and we get a location change. Elrond goes into great length to tell how welcome he will be in Khazad-dûm, and when he gets there...
What do you want?
It is Elrond of Lindon, accompanied by Celebrimbor, Lord of Eregion. We seek an audience with Prince Durin.
No.
Humor, everybody, please laugh. Nice. So he resorts to...
I invoke the right of Sigyn Tarag.
And straight up left Celebrimbor to get back on his own. We get an inside look on Khazad-dûm, and very pretty, 60 million per episode, bare minimum I expect, and the dwarves don't look half bad. Even the black ones, who need some protection from their melanin, inside a cave. So Sigyn Tarag is a test that Elrond expects to win in order to get cancelled with the king, so they began breaking rocks. They name drop Ole, that's good.
Here we go, elf.
Well, at least they made him manly enough to break a fucking rock. Our foot skip, except for this scene. So in the Lord of the Rings, the way they made Gandalf look bigger than Frodo was simple camera trick by putting one further apart from the other. So that creates the illusion of the difference in sizes. And I feel they try to do the same here, but... I think you can see that one's more close to the camera than the other one. Oh, remember Galadriel? She's still swimming until she finds some people in an oddly well put out raft with detachable sides. So they let her up, but once they find out she's an elf, the big worm comes around and they throw her back in the water. I love this part. oddly well set up raft with detachable sides that Halbrand uses to escape the worm. Dudes being eaten, a bit entertaining. Oh, so the worm is gone and Hal and Gal get on the raft. Oh right, the rock contest. This goes on for a while. Until Elrond forfeits and we get the reason why Durin is being such a dick to his friend.
You missed my wedding! The birth of my children, 2 of them!
What is this, a fucking soap opera? He missed the wedding? That's the reason why he's so butthurt? Elrond somehow convinces Durin to introduce him to his wife, and we met Disa, and yeah, this part is also very not interesting. Anyways, he convinces Durin to hear his proposal.
Please, I hardly wish to intrude.
I said sit!
Are you certain?
No, and I'm still angry. Tell me about your king's proposal so I can decide whether to present it to my father or toss it in the nearest slag pit.
He's so hot.
You needn't keep your distance.
Mate, there is no fucking distance. What are you talking about? It's a fucking raft. There is no distance. Who wrote this? This goes on for a while, but they're both dicks to each other. The dialogue is confusing as fuck, but Galadriel finds out that Halbrand has seen orcs, and suddenly she's nice to him.
Leave the army to me. Why are you dodging the question?
Until she's not, cause she's got shit to do.
I have pursued this foe since before the first sunrise bloodied the sky. It would take longer than your lifetime.
Oh fuck, she's so intense.
Gonna take to their last known location.
Sure, let me set up the sail. Brownie is back in town to warn people, but no one listens to her because she's a woman. Cut to Theo being a raging teenager. Oh shit. And then we get another fight scene with an orc, which she takes out with ease because she's an actual chat. Brownie shows the severed head of the orc to the people and forces them to listen.
Live. We made for the Elven Tower at first light.
Back to the boat and uh-oh, we're in a storm now. And for some reason she ties herself to the feeble raft and unsurprisingly the raft breaks. And this part is also genius. He goes after her and rescues her from drowning, and when they come up, the raft is right next to them. Physics! Hardfoot skip. So Elrond convinced Durin to tell the plans to his father, who is a bit concerned with the timing of this proposal, because now the dwarves have, and what's in the box? Mithril. Back to Theo, who bleeds into the swords and activates it. And Hal and Gal are found by, I'm guessing, Isildur. And that's the end of episode 2. Okay, I'll tell you what. If this didn't have the name of Tolkien in it, I would say it's a good show. But because it has the name of Tolkien in it, it just makes it so hard to follow. It's so convoluted. There's so much going on at the same time. The dialogues are so intricate, unnecessarily. They're so confusing. And adding the Hardfoots, honestly, just to bring Gandalf into the equation, it's shit. It makes it so unnecessarily dull and cheap. There's such a cheap copy of the Hobbit, but I guess we needed to get diversity in there, and I don't feel bad for them to fucking this up, because they asked Peter Jackson to read the script, he accepted, and then they ghosted him. So maybe he could have saved some of this weird ass script, or perhaps he would have said what Tom Shippey said and he would have been fired. So I don't know. It's a weird, it's weird show, man. It's so hard to follow. There's so many things going at the same time. It looks pretty, which is the fucking bare minimum that I would expect after they spent so much money on this. I see the CGI, which honestly it looked better in the original trilogy, especially with the monsters. The ice troll looks shit. The action sequence are dumb. So I don't know what to expect. It's very overwhelming. It's a lot. There's a lot going on, and it's so weird to knowing some of the story. It's so hard to pinpoint where this is going. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Long ass video. I hope you like it. I hope you made it this far. Thank you for watching this long. And yeah, let me know what you think about the episodes. I'll try to keep up with this one. Hopefully they only showed up one. If they show up one next week, I'll do that as well. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.